woman jumps off a cliff that is 10,000 meters high every day in order to seek death, but she never dies. Every time she appears alive on the shore the next day. This is because her maid gave her the most vicious curse before she died, which makes her unable to reincarnate forever, and she will wander around the world as a lonely ghost forever. 10 years ago, in order for the woman to wear the wedding dress sewn by her maid on her wedding day, the maid stayed up for half a month without sleep. However, on the night when the wedding dress was finished, the maid couldn't resist the temptation and tried it on. Coincidentally, the young master, who came to sneak a peek at his fiancée, saw the maid wearing the wedding dress and mistook her for his fiancée due to her beautiful face. He fell in love with her at first sight. The young master happily took the maid back home. However, the incident of the maid trying on the wedding dress was suddenly discovered by the mistress, who immediately beat her up in anger. The maid begged for mercy, but the furious mistress tore the wedding dress to pieces in front of her and then grabbed a hot iron and pressed it onto her face, knocking her down. Several days later, on the day of the wedding, the young master accidentally found out that the bride was not the maid he fell in love with at first sight. He peeked out of the crowd and looked around, hoping to find his beloved maid. However, when he saw the scar on her face, it deeply pained his heart. After the marriage, the young master hid in the study every day. Feeling depressed, he only eavesdropped on the servants outside the door talking about how the maid brought to the mansion was so clever and knowledgeable that her face would rarely show a smile unless she was knowledgeable. 10 years passed in a flash, and the maid grew up. Because she was knowledgeable and hardworking, the servants in the mansion liked her very much. One day, the young master who was watching the scene outside suddenly came home and happened to see everyone gathered together eating pancakes and drinking and chatting. The crowd was surprised to see him, but the young master didn't act like he was superior and sat down directly. He picked up a pancake from the table, chatted with everyone while eating, and even naturally took the maid's wine cup and drank from it with big gulps. He drank so fast that he nearly choked, and the maid couldn't help but laugh at him. The young master was satisfied to see the maid laugh because of him and left happily, not realizing that the mistress who was hiding in the dark had witnessed the whole scene. Out of jealousy towards the maid, the scheming mistress lied to the young master that she was pregnant and wanted to eat wild strawberries. She then made the maid go to the mountain to find them, enduring temperatures of over 60 degrees Celsius. The innocent maid didn't realize that she was in danger and accidentally fell down the mountain while trying to find the strawberries for her mistress. The man who followed her couldn't bear to see her suffer and told her the truth. It turned out that the mistress was not really pregnant and sent her to find wild strawberries just to get rid of her in the mountains. When the maid heard the truth, she was heartbroken and immediately ran to the side of the cliff. By the time the man caught up to her, she had already jumped off the cliff.